Hey everybody, welcome today. As you all know me already, I don't need an introduction, but today's about you. Today's graduation is not the end for any of you. It's a stepping stone on the path to your exit, your acquisition, or for the 1 in 10,000 of you, an IPO. Each of you came in with something to learn, to develop, to become better at. You were hungry, you were tenacious, you were driven, you put in the work and the time, and now you are graduating the accelerator program. As many of you have found out already, sometimes just like in life, in startups, you find out what you are supposed to be doing by doing what you are not supposed to be doing. And some of you have pivoted, right? And some of you will pivot. We all fail every day. The key is taking calculated risk. A calculated judgment call is not a mistake. A mistake is when you go into battle unprepared. And today you are prepared. So when you go out and you get knocked down by a mortar shell, and you will lift yourself up. You will lift your team up. You'll keep going because your dream is too important to give up. And most importantly, as a leader, because your team will fall with you, you have to be strong enough to lift them up too. Nobody ever is going to be as strong as you or determined as you as the founder, right? That's why we have to have our families, other networks, other CEOs you met in the program to lift you up. That's why that community is so important, because you can't go to your co-founder and tell you you're stressed out about that co-founder, right? Or the team member. You go to other CEOs. So the team and I, the Accelerator, are so extremely proud of you all. We're launching our alumni program, and we really hope you'll be inaugural members too. And I look forward to each and one of your successes. But the last thing I'll leave you with today is that as a founder entrepreneur, I ask that each of you perform your roles as a leader with integrity. Do not give in to peer pressures to be something that you are not. Do not be this founder or that founder. You don't have to be Elon Musk. You don't have to be Warren Buffett. You don't have to be Bill Gates. You have to be you, right? One of my business mentors, Marcus Lemonis, judges businesses with the people, process, product principle. He recognizes the most important P is people, and the right people are effective while the wrong people are destructive. So I ask you to look at that as the most important thing moving forward. So the second P, how do organizations create, deliver, and sell process, right? And the third P is product. Like you might have found in the Accelerator that we went over all three, right? And Marcus, he stresses that for a business to be successful, it has to have two of the three, right? You can have the right people, you can have the right process, and you don't have the right product, you will pivot, you'll find a way to make it happen. You can have the right people, the right product, you don't have a process, and you'll still be able to make it happen, right? But you can't do it without the right people. You can have the right process and the right product, and if you don't have the right people, you will struggle, and you'll probably make it somewhat, but you have to understand that sometimes you are not the right people. That's why this accelerator was built, to make you into the right people, the right CEO that knows how to raise money and can do their job, right? So people are the most important thing. So I'm going to leave you with the key to business, right? The key to business isn't being smarter. It's not being wealthier. It's being able to connect to your people and relate to them. It's about being a leader. It's about always taking care of your team. And if someone fails to take care of you, take care of them, right? Always take care of your investors, even when they're being a jerk or an asshole. And always take care of your customers, because they deserve it, because they want to work with you, they want to do business with you, and because revenue cures all ills. So spend time with all of the above. That is your job as a founder and CEO. I leave you with this. And again, congratulations on graduating. I'm so excited for you guys today. And I'll see you soon.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully by now you're very familiar with me, but in case one of you in the crowd can't seem to remember, I'll give you a quick hint. My name is Armando Vera Carvajal, and I am the program director here at the Newchip Accelerator. And it is my sincere pleasure to welcome you today to your official graduation ceremony. If you're here right now, it means you made it. You completed the Newchip Accelerator, and the staff and leadership on my team has approved you for recognition and certification. Now, granted, not every company that started in the Newchip Accelerator is here today. Not every company that joined the cohort will be graduating at all. Some companies and entrepreneurs simply were not able to put in the same level of passion, dedication, and commitment that you did to this accelerator. And for that reason, we celebrate you today. Now, 6 months may sound like nothing, but 6 months is a very long time. 6 months is 26 weeks, over 182 days, nearly 263,000 minutes. I mean, we're talking about half a year, and that's a long time. A lot can happen in 6 months. And that is at least how much time you invested into your personal growth, both as an entrepreneur and rising business leader of the world. Now, I'll remind you that when we launched your cohort many, many months ago, nobody, and I mean nobody, was expecting 2020 to turn out the way it has. I mean, we heard talks, rumors about some flu or virus on the other side of the planet, but no one here was expecting it to turn our entire world, along with our lives, on its head. COVID-19, without a single doubt in my mind, is a historic event of epic proportions that will define the lives of every person alive today and far into the future. Needless to say, it has been a tough year for everyone. I mean, the coronavirus pandemic is causing more than enough damage across the world. Lives are being lost everywhere, economies are tanking, businesses of all sizes and stages are treading a very, very delicate line towards survival. These are hard times, very, very hard times. But these are also times of great opportunity, specifically the opportunity that you seek for yourself. Here at the Newchip Accelerator, we've had a pretty unique perspective into a rather representative sample of the global startup ecosystem. In 2020 alone, more than 259 companies from over 15 countries joined one of our Newchip Accelerator programs. 259 companies, that's a lot. And nearly every single one of these companies was directly impacted in some way, shape, or form by COVID-19. Some companies thrived because they had an online business model that allowed them to prove their value proposition, while other companies struggled to diversify their offerings to a world sliding into disarray. Many of those companies had to pivot fast, not just across their verticals and products, but some across sectors. Some companies even had to do a full 180-degree pivot into an entirely new business model or brand altogether. And they did this in order to survive. Now, what's fascinating about this extraordinary year, 2020, is that it has provided all of us, entrepreneurs, with a unique opportunity to learn about who we truly are as individuals. Many people who start businesses do so simply because they just want to make a quick buck and cash out as soon as possible. They want their freedom. Now, while that certainly can work from time to time, we see it, it becomes all the more challenging when times get hard, especially when it seems like the whole world is coming to a swift end. It's during those trying times that business owners, entrepreneurs everywhere, have to stand up with their head up high, ready to do whatever is necessary to survive. And it's in those darkest moments of life where there seems to be no hope at all that one's true character is tested, where the entrepreneurs are immediately distinguished from the real courageous entrepreneurs. And the truth is that there is hope, lots of it, for our world, and more importantly, for every entrepreneur who wants to succeed into the long term. I'm referring to you, to you, to you, to you. And I know this because history has shown again and again that crisis and chaos are two of the main ingredients for the kind of big problems that require drastic solutions. Entrepreneurs are more often than not the main actors of change, innovation, and direction during hard times. It's been this way for a very, very long time, and those fundamentals still apply even in today's modern world. What this has meant for every entrepreneur in the startup, in the Newchip Accelerator, is that right now is your chance to thrive and show the world what you are capable of achieving in the middle of the storm that is 2020. You would be amazed by the companies that were born out of global crises, adversity, economic meltdowns. Take, for example, General Motors, Facebook, IBM, Google, Airbnb, Disney, HP, Uber, General Electric, Microsoft, many, many, many more. These iconic companies of today were able to launch, survive, and eventually transform into world-class business titans. Not just because they had transformational visions, but because they were resilient. these companies were able to adapt to the external factors and extenuating circumstances that impacted their operations and odds of survival. And yet, here they are today, stronger than ever, changing the world and the life of everyone around them, including yours. Yet, they simply could not have been here today if they lacked resilience, grit, courage, determination. They would have had no chance if they'd simply given up to the dire circumstances of their eras long, long ago. But they didn't. And that is what I want you to remember today. They did not give up. They didn't give up. Could the leaders behind those startups, and I'm talking early stage Disney, early stage General Motors, could they have given up? Absolutely. They faced the same challenges that you face today and many, many, many more that you don't because of technology. But those early founders did not give up. Instead, they adapted, they persevered, and now they are here to remind you that you can accomplish almost anything when you align your mind and your heart. I want you to remember that entrepreneurship is one of the hardest paths that anyone can take in life. I mean, think of it. You have spent not just the past 6 months in this accelerator, but very likely several years of your life building this dream of yours and turning it from nothing into something. That's hard. That's really, really hard. Most people on this planet will never fully understand how hard it is to build a viable business into long-term, sustainable profitability. Most people, friends, family, will simply never have the ability to relate to what you have had to go through to get to where you are today. Fewer people will truly understand the hardship and the never-ending roller coaster of emotions that you must endure in this game of crazy that is called startups. That is to say that most of the time when you are lost in that proverbial sea that is entrepreneurship, weathering the storm that is life, most of the world will not be able to help you. They just won't be there for you because they will think you are crazy. And in most regards, that is who we are. We are the crazy ones, the rebels. We are the ones who actually believe we can change the world. That's who we are. That's who you are. But alas, that is the risk that you as an entrepreneur have chosen. And you should be proud of that. It's a truly memorable and admirable endeavor because entrepreneurship is the single most powerful catalyst of change and innovation in our world today. Now, more than ever, it is possible for entrepreneurs like you to build new technologies, solutions, platforms that will prepare humanity for what is next, for whatever the future, destiny, fate, or whatever you want to call it has in store for all of us. Now is the time for you to go out and be the difference that you want to see in this world. Real change starts with individual people, just like you. So whether you're trying to solve one of the many problems on this planet, be it pollution, hunger, disease, war, inequality, climate change, traffic, whatever it may be, real change starts with people just like you. People who have a dream, people who have a vision, people who believe in their potential to bring that out of their imaginations into the real world. I'm referring to you. And it takes a lot of courage and far more resilience to accomplish this. And you know it because you are here now. And you may as well be here tomorrow and far into the future. And truth be told, that is our most sincere hope and expectation for you. We need you to succeed. We need you to change the world forever. Today, we are graduating over 85 companies from the Newchip Accelerator. And this is a very important moment, not just for you as a graduate of the world's leading online accelerator program, but also for us here at Team Newchip, because it reminds us that we have a huge duty to serve and prepare many more entrepreneurs so that they too can one day be right where you are today. So thank you. Thank you for all of your time, all of your enthusiasm, all of your devotion and commitment. It's been a sincere pleasure working with every one of you over the past months. Now, although this is the formal conclusion of your participation in the Newchip Accelerator, it's not a goodbye, nor is it the end of our friendship, but rather this is merely the beginning of a new chapter in your entrepreneurial journey. And we sincerely hope that you will allow us to be a part of it for the long term as you take your company to unimaginable successes, as you go off and make this world a better place for everyone. Thank you for being an entrepreneur. Thank you for doing what you do. The world needs more people like you. It really does. So congratulations on this major endeavor. Congratulations on graduating from the Newchip Accelerator. Here's to the next big chapter in your life. Cheers.
This is actually a framework from Mike Maples, who is, legendary investor from Floodgate VC. And if we ask the question, why are there so many startups that have become big that end up failing? Think like Jawbone, think Juicero, think Theranos, obviously. I mean, some of these have fraud involved, but outside of those exceptions, why is it that there's some companies that are able to grow really big, raise a lot of money, and still fall over, right? And so when you think of when we think about the life cycle of a company, in Mike Maples' words, it's 0 to 1, right? Going from 0 to 1, going from nothing to something. 1 to X is going from something to growth, and then going from growth to P, profitability. If you can view a company building sort of in those 3 stages, 0 to 1, 1 to X, X to P, what we see oftentimes when you look at the case studies of those companies that have grown a lot and raised a lot of money and toppled, they never actually solved for 0 to 1, right? When you're at the seed or A stage, you really need to build a product that solves the consumers or the business's problems in a novel, recurring, compounding, defensible way, right? And if you don't find that recurring, defensible, value, then how can you really scale this thing, right? And you aren't really solving problems. You may be like, the great analogy is like, you can acquire a lot of customers through marketing, right? But if the product isn't actually valuable, then it'll fall over really quickly. And so this is a question about, like, when I think about like Clubhouse today, for example, or like actually Clubhouse today, is that product creating recurring value for users? I don't know, right? So it's really important to focus early in the company's days is to really find that product market fit before trying to scale or trying to grow the business. That's probably the number one reason why big companies fail. They don't actually solve the real problem. But that framework, 0 to 1, 1 to X, X to P, is I think a great way to think about it.
Hi, Newchip Accelerator companies. Congratulations on finishing your online accelerator program. I'm happy for you, the Newchip team is excited for you, and we look forward to seeing how you apply what you've learned to the next steps in your entrepreneurial journey. My name is Tran Neville, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Lana Learn, a global e-learning platform. My company was part of the Newchip Accelerator program a year ago from now, and in looking back, it's been a crazy year. As the daughter of entrepreneurs and having built a few companies myself, I wanted to share some lessons learned along the way. And if I'm being totally honest with myself, I'm sharing them with you as well as reminding myself of them as well. Number 1, grit matters, especially in entrepreneurship. I was born in Vietnam. I came to the United States as a refugee and immigrant. I was the first in my family to go to college and then graduate school before joining the U.S. Foreign Service as a U.S. diplomat in interesting places like Iraq during wartime, Pakistan, Vietnam, and Washington, D.C. But then I turned to my passions in education and entrepreneurship. Now, all of these experiences in my past gave me the grit, the perseverance, sometimes living day by day to really work with what work towards what I believe in, and putting in the hard work to see it happen. I mentioned that Lana Learn isn't my first company. My first company is still continuing, and it is what funds the platform and technology development of Lana Learn. But my second company started quickly and ended pretty fast as well. It was my first foray into technology, the difference between front end and back end, developers versus designers, product releases. But nevertheless, it gave me the experience and the network to fuel this third project of Lana Learn. So the truth is that companies aren't built overnight. Investors don't invest in right away. Products aren't perfect when they're first released, and customers don't love you or even know about you right away. But being able to have the grit and the perseverance to continue at least gives you the chance of success before ending it and failing. Number 2, innovation matters, especially during unprecedented times like these. In the fall of last year, we launched Lana Learn in full fanfare. We were excited to provide corporate English and business upskills for employees of U.S. multinationals, first in Vietnam, then Southeast Asia, and then internationally. We went to Vietnam. We actually closed clients. We kicked off pilot programs, and then they were going to move to full programs. But then COVID hit, and then we had to come home. And it was really frustrating because business development and partnership engagement happens for a startup in person, shaking hands, and then you build a brand. But there's a saying that you should never let a good crisis go to waste. And here I was now back in the United States in the Seattle area with 2 little kids. And so then we figured we would use the product and the platform to expand to kids at home. So first my 2 little children, and then after that my friends' friends, and then their friends' friends. And then a few months later, we're now in 6 states working with families, schools, and organizations. During unprecedented times like this, we had to innovate, and that is part of the entrepreneurship journey. 3, diversity matters, especially in a global world. Lana Learn's goal was always to go global. We wanted to help people no matter where you are, no matter where you live. But in order to connect with people and families and mothers and HR managers and CEOs, we ourselves have to be a diverse team. To be customer-centric, we have to have the people on our team that reflects the customers we're trying to engage. And so diversity for us is not an afterthought. It's a priority. And as we continue to grow, that is something that's going to be part of our culture and needs to be part of our culture if we want to succeed. Again, congratulations to the Newchip Accelerator companies. I'm so happy for you. I hope that you had a wonderful experience, and I hope that as you continue your journey, you and me, we all learn to remember to have grit, innovation, and diversity as we build our own companies that hopefully change the world.
I would definitely say never give up, because in the 8 years that I've struggled before I met Newchip, and there were so many times when I should have quit or could have quit, it's really just, if you believe in your product, never give up, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And also it's whatever you put into the Newchip program, for instance, it's whatever you put into your 9 to 5 or 10 hours a day or 12 hours a day. What you put into it, you will get out.
I hope everybody's doing well. Congratulations on graduating from Newchip's Accelerator program. It's a really great achievement. I know from my experience at Newchip, we had, when I first entered Newchip, we hadn't even closed on our lead investor for our round of financing. It was a long journey through Newchip to get to the finale, which we actually ended up closing on our round of financing, which was fantastic. It's a long journey. I'm sure you've all gone through the same, all the same steps as we did along the way. And I hope that everybody got the same great experience out of it that we did. We were able to refine our pitch. We were able to meet a lot of new investors. I think Venture Connect was a really great AI platform to help us along the way as well. And I encourage everybody to stick with what the values that Newchip had and the principles that Newchip has taught you along the way, and continue to push forward, continue to grow your startups, and continue to raise money as even through this pandemic. I know that we were able to be successful. I'm sure that you guys can all do it as well. So good luck and congratulations.
Hey guys, Sami here from Univoice with the December Newchip cohort. As the African proverb goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. This definitely rang true for my Newchip experience and community. Y'all's grit, perseverance, and passion was nothing short of inspiring for me, leading me to become a better CEO every single week. Thank you for that. My biggest takeaways from Newchip was, number one, culture is built on the back of organization, preparation, and clear vision for where you want your organization to go. It's a lot of hard work, but it's definitely what will reap the greatest reward in the long run. The second is that the top secret for investor relationships is keeping the power and holding the reins in the conversations by being incredibly prepared and methodical, offering clear timelines for your fundraisers, as well as clear timelines for actions that investors need to take if they want to participate in your fundraising rounds, whichever round that may be. And that's the power of the data room. So thanks a ton to the curriculum creators to include that piece in it, because that's been an absolute game changer for me. I would say the third and perhaps the most important takeaway for me is aligning all of your activities with the role of the CEO, which should fall into one of four buckets, which is either fundraising, strategic planning, coaching managers, or developing others through delegation. And everything else is noise and a waste of time or out of scope of the CEO role. We have too much to do on a day-to-day basis. So if we don't align our roles with those activities, then it's going to be insurmountable and almost an impossible feat to accomplish. So what does our outlook look like post Newchip? Well, a few really exciting things in the pipeline is, number one, we're going to be launching our equity crowdfunding campaign through the WeFunder platform within the week. And then simultaneously, of course, we're compiling the remainder of our assets for our go-to-market plan for a late 2020 launch and making some critical improvements to the product to make it more sticky and conversion worthy. And then we'll go from there in our hard launch in 2020 and launch all the assets and tackle all the key marketing channels that we've been preparing for the last 14 months. So that's it for us and Univoice. Thanks again for an incredible 6-month journey, guys. I really couldn't have imagined doing it with anybody other than you all in my cohort. So thanks again, and I wish you the best as you go on in your startup journeys.
Thank you so much for joining us on this major event today. This is a milestone for you, and we are excited that you are officially graduating from the Newchip Accelerator. Now, remember that this is not the end of our relationship. It's simply the beginning of the next stage. So we hope that you will stay in touch and also join our alumni program so that you can remain part of one of the fastest growing online accelerator communities in the world. We're rooting for you, and we believe in everything that you're going to do far into the future. We know that you're going to do great things. So please don't be a stranger. Please keep us in mind. Please stick around. We wish you the best of luck, and we know that you will do amazing things. So onward, my friend. Congratulations on officially graduating from the Newchip Accelerator. Congratulations.